Hi everyone, this is Ellen Marie Francisco, and today I'm going to do our August 2025 tarot. Temperatures rising for sure. Let's look at what's going on in August 2025. Oh gosh, I was hoping the devil was behind us. All right, blind faith, manipulation, and narcissism. Wow. Woof. This could also be delusion. Wow. So you could be trusting all the wrong people right now and not even know it. That may be the state of the game right now. These are the cards that are flying into the reading today. Those three landed on the floor. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm going to do a little Celtic cross and try to understand what influences are hitting us this month. Pick my middle pile, and here come the cards. Oh, good heavens. Okay. All right. Well, you know what? If this is the collective, if this is who we are and what's going on with us, then I would say higher perspectives. Our minds are really being blown, I guess, right now is what's going on. The world is blowing our minds, isn't it? In every direction. Like, what just happened? How do you stay above it? I guess this is our quest. How do you keep your perspectives in the right direction? Yeah, truth, queen. You want to speak your truth. This is throat chakra. It can be narcissism. I'm going to say in this light, it is not. It is power of the mother too. You know, if you are a mother, you may know more things about your kids than your kids know about them, and on and on. So it may be a hard sell if people don't see things your way or our way. So you may just, whatever, keep to yourself and make decisions pertinent to your own life, not everybody else's. All right, and crossing us is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles likes action and likes to invest in herself. So, and a lot of times you have a lot of great growth under a night cycle crossing us anyway. So this is what's on our doorsteps here. And you know what? A lot of people have been waiting for a journey to begin for months and months and months, wondering, is it really going to happen? Am I really going to get there? Is it going to come together? And here it is, the journey upon us. So it could be that, yeah, new ground is being laid. Finally, we've been waiting for this moment in a way. Oh, not a bad card to have underneath us, the Ten of Cups. This can be the dream fulfillment card, the happy ever after card. It's really a good sign about love too. It's a great heart-based card. So I would say the foundation for August is one of love and connection and relationships. We are coming into Leo season, obviously, here. So we are in. So what do you love? Who do you love? Why do you love? When will you love? How will you love? Who will you love? And on and on and on. Love on. It's the love on. It's the love on and the love in. So if, you've been doing your work in the last few months, making sure that your direction is based on the things you love to do and the people you love to hang out with and all the rest, then this could be easy street for you. And a nice coalescing of energies that have been working relatively well already. So almost like more commitment. I'm feeling like there may be a lot of relationships that get to a different state of commitment and just settle in. Next is our Queen King of Pentacles. It's the King and the Queen card. So we always look at the balance between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine when you're looking at these combo cards. Green, for the heart chakra, yellow for the power center below it. Again, lots of talk about the growth in our heart and our own heart chakra. So love is the power. Love is the power. It's true. That frequency begets that frequency. You can fall in love and love and love and love, once you're in the love vibration. So you may be able to call helpful truces this month. I'm kind of feeling out of this card for some reason. Somehow you grew in your heart and it's empowered you more through your own experience and the way that you hold value for yourself, really, is what I see this as. So I wonder if, yeah, it's true. In the last several months, you've had to kind of wheedle through figuring out what stays, what goes, who stays, who goes, what's my purpose, why is my purpose, and on and on and on. And do I have to abolish guilt or shame or something, coming into my own power? But somehow, for those of us who chose our heart, who went deep and went, I'm gonna do what I need to do for myself because that's what feels the best for me and that's what feels right. You could be really enjoying new embodied forms of your own power, and this could be a little bit of a phase where the tides turn nicely in your favor. Where you do get, you feel the love, right? Again, we've got love underneath us in our foundation of this Celtic cross coming. This is a power up moment. It's good to have the queens and kings show up so soon. It's good to be one of them coming in because it shows that, you're already in some kind of an evolved state here. Well, there are others that may not be able to deal with these energies as easily if they're not heart-based or heart-centered or, motivated by their own breadths of authenticity and how they're going to follow their own heart of hearts into their future without worrying so much, right? Like we're being crossed with the Knight of Pentacles. So you have to add this Knight of Pentacle influence to every one of these cards to see how are they going to get along? How are these girls? This one wants to get up and go. This one's been waiting to go and needed to be in their heart to get on this journey to begin with. So it's a good sign, I think. The growth is here when you invest in yourself, no question about it. And when you do it, with your own value in mind. You're not diminishing your value this month. You're understanding it and knowing you need to work with it and move forward in a stronger and more empowered forms of yourself with love in your heart. And there may be a lot of educational stuff too, August, that obviously, I guess a lot of schools start at the end. So you could be dealing with all that red tape, mumbo jumbo. And for those with a sort of a metaphysical thirst, you're probably going to be doing more research, basically, and reading more, oh yeah, I just see tons of words just flying by, barely looking into this. So the detail, lots of detail. It's also a sword. We are coming in as the queen. So again, we have to look at mother-child relationships here too. Everyone's got a mother pretty much. And everybody's a newbie every day in their own world. Every day is a new day. So both of these cards kind of hint at consciousness expansion and a perspective that isn't so mundane and so humdrum earthly. It's a little more enlightened. It's a little more hopeful. It's a little more innovative. So it's like a lot of Aquarius kind of mental kind of energy going on too. So, yeah. And winds, gas too, to some degree. For some reason, I'm seeing something about really high winds. Oh yeah, so it is over our head. What are we learning? What have you learned? What this the funny thing about education and learning, even when you're older, you're more mature, you still have to have an open young mind, or you get reticent and stuck in your ways, right? So if the only way you're seeing things is the only way you're seeing things, and there may be some sense of balance having to come along here as far as the exchange of information. Yeah, between youth and elders. I'm kind of seeing this whole, hmm. Sometimes the younger ones know better too. Sometimes the younger ones know better. So if you're running into August with the know-it-all energy, it's not going to go well. I think this is what I'm kind of figuring out from these two cards together. Because everybody's got their way of getting information, and there's a lot that we'll think we're right on with whether we really believe it or not. I mean, we'll think we are, we may not be. There's a lot of lessons in August somehow. A lot of lessons beyond just the school thing. Hmm. And then the Emperor, authority figures, upside down. Yeah, the government and everything, it's troubling. It's troubling. It's losing favor in a lot of people's eyes. It's kind of closing in on them. Things don't make sense. So there can be a sense of, I don't see what's coming. Yeah, I'm hoping that I see things clearly, but I can't see what's coming because it's not really in my control anyway. But it's our gateway to the future, this emperor, feminine emperor upside down. So yeah, so hmm, wow. I just think there's going to be some kind of a challenge to it's like some kind of a challenge coming up against authority. I guess let's see what's coming next, because this will tell me a little bit more about how to read the Emperor card and the feminine upside down in our gateway to the future. Hmm. I mean, look at her. This is her, she's going to move things around. The people are going to listen to her. So that you could be, wow. Hmm. Rest and relaxation, and spiritual connection, and foundations and new spiritual growth. So if you're giving up the matriarch and the patriarch and the authority figures and your government structures and going, I see it my way. I'm willing to keep an open mind. I know I'm moving forward with this. I know I've healed my heart and come into my power. I know that I'm holding my own vibration for the best possible outcome. I think I'm going to be fine. I think I'm going to be fine. So why worry? Why go up? It's almost like, why buck the system when you can just go to sleep? Almost, I literally, why buck the system when you can just go to sleep? Your surrender to what you need is a sign of how little you need the authority figure, the false authority figures, the false gods, and the fallen, yeah, matriarchs and patriarchs. So I keep hearing that. So, interesting. All right. So basically, God, goddess, your creator, that is your authority. That's beyond the gate of this easy deception. And open distraction too. Let's not forget, we're coming in as a Queen of Swords. So we have vision already. We're visionary. We can see the future. We can go into it, and we can come back, and we can tell people what to do. So don't underestimate your own third eye during August. There may have been things that you've been seeing for years, in your third eye structure, and suddenly you're seeing it in the world. There could be all kinds of things that are coming clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And maybe a little bit of this card meandering along with the mother is to remind us to, keep an open mind. Things are changing constantly. And God source, connecting to God source and your creator is going to give you the best information anyways. So I kind of wonder if it's a little bit of the buck the system, F the establishment kind of a month. And yeah, And a lot of us, I know, a lot of us are so deeply fatigued that we've had to slow down, pull back, stop altogether. And sometimes that's the way spirit works. The spiritual energies, they may come from higher frequencies and higher planes, but they hit us like with a density that is painful, because often what they do is they push out the densities that aren't meant to stay to begin with. So it forces us to lighten the heck up. But first it drags us the heck down. And I think that, yeah, so. And also, I kind of hear somebody saying that it has to do with the sort of some of the sleeping masses, right? Like I kind of felt that earlier when those cards dropped with the devil and the blind faith card. So we have three other cards to pull. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and this can be blessings from above, the heavens with the sevens. Heavens and sevens are kind of symbolic to this card for me. And, let's not forget at the base of our Celtic cross is the happy ever after card, and coming into fruition with the heart's content. And here, if you're connected already to your own essence and exalted version of yourself, and connecting to your guides, this kind of stuff just drops on your lap. More of it, happiness brings more happiness in a lot of way. Love brings more love. You may be getting very clear on what your real needs are. This is like blessings. These are good blessings, very good blessings. The King of Wands in the feminine form. She only likes drama if it's in the theater where it belongs, not on the day-to-day streets of survival. She has the consciousness, connection to consciousness, and new information. Her intuitive structure is wide open. It feeds cosmic energy running through her constantly. It is also blood of life, Mary Magdalene. So we've kind of had these hints, in a lot of ways, Queen of Swords can be mother, and here's Divine Mother. So stepping even further into the feminine, like she's not really a feminine queen, this one. She's going to tell you everything. She's going to knock you over the head with it. You're going to go along with it, whether you like it or not, because she's the authority. This one you would do because she would command it naturally. It wouldn't be a fight. It wouldn't be a demand. It would just be a knowing that you needed to follow along. And it was expected. So it comes in with a different kind of energies. I think in some ways, yeah, for those of us who are working with our feminine energies and becoming more in tune with them, it would be coming a softer approach with, yeah. I think, I don't know, I see these images almost like like the planet is healing somehow. Anyway, all right. What else is coming next? Oh, another swords card. So we're talking, maybe until we're blue in our face, because the people who we're trying to talk to and get through to just don't see it our way anyway. Let's not forget we're the queen of perspectives. We have a higher version in our exalted form. We do. We can see pretty high. Spirit trusts us to give us the information. We've developed our third eye enough to know what's up out there in the world and what can be trusted. And sometimes you just can't have those conversations, or the people are gone that you want to have the conversations with. And if that's the case, you may be having more astral situations or dream situations where you're trying to reconcile things with the people who aren't here. You may be praying to their higher self and asking them to moderate their behavior accordingly to make it easier. Who knows? There could be all kinds of things like that. Communication for sure. Getting the words out. Knowing who not to talk to. You could be you could have learned some hard lessons about trusting the wrong people with your truth, or yeah, I think there's some issue with that coming up in August. Sometimes this card to me does follow in with the Queen and as far as being a little bit like dealing with narcissists and just having no ability to get the point across because there is no point to make that they're going to listen to. And so it's just a waste of your breath. So I would be careful. If there's a warning for August, I would say be careful who you trust your words with. You know, if you can't have the conversations, it's better just to write it out and get it out of your system and not worry about, you know, driving yourself batty, not making progress with somebody who doesn't understand where you're coming from. You may just need to get your rest right now. So, you know, and happiness, when you work towards your own happiness and you take the time to make sure that you can enjoy it, or you're willing to make sacrifices to get there and things like that, you know, those things are rewarded over time just by the dynamic of how energy works. And if you've been following along with your own heart needs in this last year or so, then you're at a better position to fall into things in serendipitous ways that are right up your alley and, you know, kind of blow your mind cool. You might have been focusing on something else and something cool shows up. I feel like it'll be a good serendipitous month. And maybe that's why they're saying, hey, pretend this is your first day on Earth. Keep an open mind. Maybe you don't know everything. The ace is popping out. So we'll take a look at her for a second. Because these are, I mean, we did come in with swords. There was a lot of swords. These are higher ideals. I feel like, yeah. So some kind of new, yeah, you're creating new thought forms, new ways to think, new ways to process information. And you're getting, for those of us who are really connected to our guides and things like that, you're getting stellar information this month, like high frequency information coming in. So there could be the sense of like, are there star codes? I think there must be star codes because they don't feel like, it doesn't feel like solar codes this in August. To me, it feels more like star codes, high frequency. So don't get too caught up in your brain if you're getting too kind of mentalish. Just go try to find something to take your mind off of things, and just do something a little more productive or a little more physical to keep your focus on something simple. Okay, because I feel like it'd be better to zone out to some really good music and let the music kind of tell you a story rather than thinking about all the troubles of your day. Because that'll help the cleaner information to get through to you, basically. Yeah, try not to rush. I'm seeing like, feels like things will just want to keep going faster and faster, but you know, there are things that you can opt out on. There's some opt-outs, I guess, coming up. Thanks, no, I won't do that. Thanks, no, I'll skip that one too. So don't be afraid to simplify your schedule if you need to. All right, so let's see what else we need to think about for August. All right, so I'm just going to pull one more card just to see, is there anything that we haven't covered that's important for August, or what approach we need to take? Here we go. Two falling out, Tower and Nine of Cups. So yeah, you could be going through earth-shattering moves and things like that, some of us. Total, you know, this can be sometimes people coming in to your house to live, or people moving out, things like that too, or visiting for short term. It's definitely an expansion in consciousness as far as spiritual awareness and kind of high exalted thinking. The Nine of Cups is a good sign, because if you're working towards the happy ever after as a basic, you know, baseline for the month, then The Nine of Cups tells us that we can manage our happiness and that we can multitask, that we don't have to be completely single-minded in where we find our happinesses. Like that might have been part of what you've come to terms with in the last several months, is the parts that you need to fill in yourself or feed and nurture in yourself in these coming months and years ahead, and that you do want to feel empowered with choices that are good for you, not for, necessarily everyone else. So the point of having gotten used to you and what you need in these last number of years was to be able to rise quickly when the right frequencies hit, with very easy, graceful ease, basically, So, and sometimes when we do big step ups and make progress where we actually pull it off, oh my God, I got my mates, or I got the house, or I got the car, or I got the job, or whatever you tried to, or I've been able to maintain it. I think that that's the thing. I think we're working way more on what do I need to change, what needs to go, so I can ensure all the choices that I want to have in my own freedoms, loves, and projects, really, things that you want to bring into the world. I want to see, since those are the ones that popped out, which ones might I pick out, and how might they relate? So, see how just one extra card becomes like a whole other spread. So so outside influences, the fives are change for sure. Fives always emit change, and it can be, along your own sense of self too, your own identity. Hey, we're going to move things in the background so that you can get what you need out of life. So your own prayers to the universe. Remember, we had that Seven of Pentacles earlier, kind of taunting us that we could have things from the heavens quite easily at a time like this. So, especially if we put our minds to it. I already shuffled it back into the deck. I was hoping it was nearby. But anyway, so yeah, there's things and people and forces in the background that are working on helping your dreams come true and your things come into the foreground. All the better reason to work with your own happiness and what it is that you need. And here's the feminine version of the Emperor, the divine Empress in her exalted stature, wanting to create and move and bloom into the new world. So it is a softer approach, you instead of being the cold mother that she's like the antiseptic mother, the Queen of Swords, and here's the feminine Empress. I mean, you can't mess with the creator, someone who can literally create a being or create a project or create a world or create a state of happiness. So go forth and create. I guess August is good for creation. That's for sure. And connection to the earth. Tune into the beautiful heartbeat of Mother Nature as much as you can, especially if you're in warmer climates this month. And bloom, feel the bloom, feel nature growing amongst itself constantly, and know that you're part of it, bringing in more consciousness and beauty into every part of your daily world. This is the thing. You can buy into all the torment that the world is trying to sell you all day long, or you can create your heaven on earth in ways that help the earth and everyone around you. You don't have to be fully responsible for everybody's everything. And you need to be responsible for your everything, and all the other things will make more sense after that. Yeah. So, namaste. And yeah, and just keep your heart in mind. That's the ticket. Your heart doesn't lie, so don't betray that. Okay, or clearing wounds. Oh, remember this card was up for months and months and months. Okay, so say goodbye to old wounds. Take the opportunity to kiss goodbye some of your grief. Thank some of your lessons for helping you grow, and on and on. You may have a different perspective of your own pain. Sometimes when we clear the pain, we don't look at it like we did when we were going through it. So there could be a massive evolution in you understanding how much you've healed in these last several months, just trying to keep it all together. A lot of times you want to talk about it more once you heal. It doesn't hurt as much to talk about. So you may see, what? Yeah, I guess in some ways, I think that we're going to see people speak up more in August too. I think it's going to be a very vocal month. When I'm reading the global, it's going to be just unbelievable fireworks in every direction. So you may just have to create some sacred space around your own aura and just set the tone that the energies that are yours to work with find you, and the energies that aren't yours to worry about conveniently miss you. Trust that things are finding their way in the way they're meant to, and that serves a bigger plan. I think we need a lot of quiet time in August, introspection time, not so much outer fray, chaos, I think it's a better, softer, sensible approach for August energies. At least that's my read on it. And hopefully you will gain some benefit from having listened to this. And I will be back shortly for the rest of, well, whatever's coming next, I guess. So have a great everything, and I'll see you certainly by September. Bye for now.